guys, it's Jolene here, and I haven't been uploading recently because I've been studying and I'm a very good student, as we are all aware. Well, the end of year examinations are coming up in my country and I wish everyone the best of luck. So I'm going to be making this studying tips video that will hopefully be useful to some other students out there, because I found these tips like either from teachers or like online, because I was really in need of better studying methods. Okay, so the first tip is about revision and not redoing your notes, because I understand some people rewrite or redo their notes because so they can like write it more concisely and then like get practice and like get it into their head by like doing writing exercises. But I think that in most cases this is not a really good idea, because it's like you're just relearning it, and that is not the main purpose of exams, to like relearn the entire year's worth of topics in 3 weeks. So I think something that's a better way of doing this, or like a better method of revision, is to just like look through the notes you made throughout the entire year, of course. I think you could start off by highlighting the things that are relevant, because sometimes you may tend to write irrelevant things in your notes, or like things that are not really useful, or like just repeated information because like you write it at different parts of your notes. So just look through and check like which information is like the most relevant to like what you're being tested on at the end of the year. And then also a good way to find out what you're good and not so good at, like the topics, is to revisit like your tests throughout the entire year, and actually like look through the questions you made mistakes on, and like see whether they were careless mistakes or like you really didn't understand the concept of the topic, because I think you should focus on your weaker subjects. Obviously you should practice for all your weaker topics, I mean not subjects, but like you should practice for all topics. But I think it's good to use the limited time at the end of the year to really try to maybe consult your teachers about like your weaker topics and why you didn't understand the concept and stuff like that, because that is when you really need to get it together and like not have try to not have any misconceptions, because that would be really bad during an exam. So the main point is to just look through your notes, highlight the important relevant information, and then see which topics you're having problems with and focus on those. But overall, yes, do and practice all your topics, because you need a good amount of revision for everything, even the ones you were good at. So number 2, this is a really cliche and common studying tip, but I would just like to repeat it again because I think I didn't listen last time, and I think it's more and more important to use as you're getting older, which is flashcards, because they're so useful, like seriously. Other than the fact that they're like super easy to test yourself and practice with, because like there's the front and the back, you could like memorize and practice like that. Besides the fact that it's super useful, it is like really easy to add on to it. Like you could always add on new formulas, new equations, new definitions and stuff that you learn throughout the year, and you can use them for like years. If you already understand the concept of the topic, the most important things are the formulas and the definitions, because those are the things you need to memorize. Okay, so tip number 3 is not really applicable to everybody, but for those people who are given notes in class, like one set of notes per topic or something like that, I think something that's really important is to annotate the notes as the teacher is talking, because when the teacher is talking, they always talk about something else, like something that's not directly written on the slide, or they give some elaborations. I think it's really important to write these down, like the extra pieces of information. I think it's really important and also useful when you're looking through the notes again, because then there's like more to it, it's like I just got a set of notes in January, and now it's September. I don't really know what's going on if I look through the notes again, but if I wrote like stuff down, if I made annotations on my notes, that way I'm able to like get back in the flow better, and I'm able to like recall what happened, and I'm able to like link myself to the topic again. Like especially examples are really useful, so you could like apply it to real life, because I think the main point of studying basically is for real life applications. So if you write down these real life applications, give examples in your notes, it's easier for you to link it back to what you're supposed to do, and I think it's easier to revisit your notes as well. Something that's really useful for me is sticky notes when you're annotating, because sometimes it's like the notes, they're too pretty to annotate, it's like a clean fresh sheet of paper, or like there's absolutely no space to annotate. So something that I recommend is getting sticky notes, because that you can just paste them on the paper and you can write out the information on it, which is, I think, is really amazing. But like, as in like, it's just really portable. You could just put it anywhere. Last time when I had a notebook, I would just like, I wrote down my list of formulas on a sticky note, and then when I'm doing other exercises, I would just move the sticky note so I could see it better. So I think that it's really useful, especially in like a notebook, and it's portable. You could write down a bunch of information on it, and the possibilities are limitless. So use sticky notes. Okay, so my fourth tip is to separate your things, aka be organized. Okay, this sounds really difficult, but I think this is something that I tried this year, which it doesn't always work, but when you're being organized, it's really useful. I actually got a different file for every subject this year. When you have files and you file your notes inside, everything's easily accessible. There's a lower chance of you losing your notes, and it's just so helpful. And it sounds really difficult. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is really difficult. But like, as long as you do it once you get the notes, it doesn't pile up. Because if like you just let it sit and it sits and it sits and it sits, and then by the time you have to organize, there are like so many things to go through, and it's like, I'm not going to spend 1 hour just to organize when I need to be studying. So it's like a really good idea, whenever you get a new set of notes, whenever you're done going through the topic, just file it in, and then you are able to find it easily next time when you're doing revision, maybe mid-year revision. I don't know, I don't revise till the end of the year, but so it's like, it's really useful, accessible, you could find it easily, and like, you don't have to waste time every time you're trying to like find something. And I think really in the end, there are a lot of benefits of filing and organizing. But I suggest using a different file for each subject, but if you would like to group them together, obviously it works. It's better than keeping everything lumped together. But something that's also really useful is when you're doing extra practices, like maybe you're doing some extra questions from like a supplementary worksheet or something like that. It's really useful. Yes, I say everything is useful. Studying is useful. Something that's really useful is to get a notebook and write down like all the practice stuff inside, because sometimes when I'm lazy, I just do it on paper, and then after that, like, everything gets lost, because after I do it on the paper, I get it marked and graded, and then after that it comes back and I just throw the paper away or lose it, because it's just loose leaf paper, and it's like, who wants to really look after a piece of paper? And I honestly do not like to file these types of papers, because they are usually really ugly and messy, because it's like when I'm trying to practice and then I have to write down a lot of stuff. So what I suggest is to use a notebook, because then everything's inside. You could see like your mistakes and stuff like that, like what happened previously, and like, I think it's really useful, because this applies the same for tests, yes, but it's like you don't really have so many tests every year. So when you're doing practices, it's also good to note down like the things you did good, or like common mistakes or misconceptions you had, because it helps to remind you about what you did previously. Because if it was a common mistake the first time you learned it, when you're revisiting it after a few months, there is a chance that you make that same mistake again, because it's been a few months since you've seen that topic. Although it's definitely difficult to keep organized, but we can all do it. I believe in us. So just organize your stuff properly. And if you like colors, you could color code. Honestly, I don't do that, because actually I do. I have a different color, but I don't really color code. I just have a different color, so it's easier to see. I guess that's counted as color coding, everybody. All right, next. All in all, I'll just give some general ideas, is that it is good to, okay, this sounds impossible, which it is because I haven't done this the entire year. But I think it's good to keep on top of your schedule throughout the entire year by revisiting your topics frequently, like things you learned a few weeks ago, because it is easy to forget. And it really is, especially when you're learning new topics all the time. So go back and practice your stuff, especially before an exam. Do not do it like during an exam period or like really near to an exam. Do it like in advance. Like, you should be doing this throughout the year. Always practicing, always revising, and always studying. Yes, that sounds sad. It is. Okay. But it's important to revisit your topics. It's important to really get the power of repetition in there, and it's good to study. That sounds disgusting to say, but I think something that's useful for me as well, I will add on, is to-do lists. I really enjoy making small to-do lists. I like to break down my tasks into really little things, because I do not like to do a lot at once. So if you break it down into really little tasks, like I will write down like worksheets separately. I'll say like worksheet 6 and then worksheet 5. Worksheet 7, I don't know. I won't put like worksheet 6 and 7 together. Like, I spread it out so that I have less to do, and I mean, it seems like it's less to do and more to tick off, because I think it's fun ticking or like checking stuff that you have finished. But all in all, I would like to say to everyone, good luck for your exams, good luck for your studies, good luck for your tests, good luck for everything, good luck for life, because I think we all can do it in life, and learning is an essential part of life, and education is very important. So do not take it lightly, and I wish you guys the best of luck. So thanks for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!